This is why Donald Trump is bullying South Africa.
If a country tells me, sir, we like you very much, but we're going to no longer adhere to being in the reserve currency, we're not going to salute the dollar anymore, I'll say that's okay. And you're going to pay a 100% tariff on everything you sell into the United States. And we love your product. I hope you sell a lot of it into the United States, but you're going to pay 100% tariff. He will then follow it up by saying, sir, it would be an honor to stay with the reserve currency. That will be like just playing. That's not even chess, that's checkers. But you don't have listen to this, you don't have other people that can talk that way.
Past you have spoken against BRICS. India is part of BRICS. Do you want to dismantle BRICS, or US want to be part of it?
I don't care, but BRICS was put there for a bad purpose. And most of those people they don't even want to talk about it now. They're afraid to talk about it because I told them if they want to play games with the dollar, then they're going to be hit with a 100% tariff the day they mention that they want to do it. And they will come back and say, we beg you not to do this. BRICS is dead since I mentioned that. BRICS died the minute I mentioned that. And I remember when Obama and Biden in particular, I guess he said that, they have us over a barrel. They don't have us over a barrel. We have them over a barrel. If BRICS wants to play games, those countries won't trade with us. We won't trade with them. And if any trading gets through, it'll be 100% tariff at least.
You know
what? When they hear that, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to say, look what happened to BRICS. They didn't want to talk about it. They don't even want to admit that they were a member of BRICS. That's what's happened.
Donald Trump threatens 100% tariff on South Africa and China if we use BRICS currency. How do I feel as a Chinese? I feel we babysit their kids for several years. Right now, we want to have our own son or daughter. He's pissed off. He started to shout at us. If we dare to have our own son, he will text us. We poor people cannot have life like them. We must feed their family, and we keep poor. Anyway, he wants to eat alone. He doesn't want to share food with us. My English is so-so, but my understanding is not bad. What do you think, my brother? Bye-bye.
Oh, he's talking about countries that is undermining dollars. And the countries as he is mentioning is the countries that are on BRIC. As we know, South Africa is inside BRIC. South Africa is a member of BRICS because South Africa is not a threat to America. If you look very well, South Africa is not even considered to have direct threat to United States of America. Why will Donald Trump threaten South Africa? Why will Donald Trump put sanctions to South Africa? This issue is not because of the land seizing. It's not about the white South Africans who are facing difficulties at this time of land seizing. What Trump is trying to do here, he is bullying South Africa because South Africa is a member of BRICS. Because when you talk about direct threat, when you talk about geopolitical, South Africa is a regional power in Africa and plays a significant role in African politics, economics, and diplomacy. Now, the USA and other Western powers are often in competition for influence in Africa, and each country wants to be close to South Africa. Each Western power wants the influence or want to be friends with South Africa. But why is Donald Trump putting sanctions and bullying South Africa? It's not because of this threat. It's because of what is inside BRICS. Because BRICS is undermining the dollar. And Donald Trump has said by his own words that whoever is trying to undermine dollars, they'll put tariff on him. But South Africa is a country that has carried a lot of countries because economically it's good. It's feeding a lot of nations, have natural resources. And I think in the members of BRICS, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and then South Africa, I think in those countries, South Africa is one of the countries that at least it has stable, unshaked economy because of the resources. They don't depend on India. They don't depend on China. They don't depend on Russia for an economic stability. Maybe they'll depend on Russia for security purposes. They can depend on China because China are good in building infrastructure. But if we go back to a paper, if we look closely, which country has more power on that list is South Africa. But because Africans don't know what they offer to the world, because South Africa don't know its importance, or because African countries or African leaders, they have forgot who they are. That's why you see these countries of African countries are being undermined. Trump knows very well when he is hitting South Africa, he is destabilizing BRICS. He knows very well when he puts sanctions in South Africa, when the people of South Africa are crying because there is no medication, there is an unstable economy, that means that BRICS is unstable. And BRICS is threatening the influence of America. BRICS is threatening the economic of America. Each and every Western powers country fighting for African influence. And one of the countries that they are fighting for is South Africa. Understand that? You get me? So by destabilizing South Africa, that means you are destabilizing BRICS. Now, I want to talk about one thing. This thing is to see why USA is bullying South Africa. And by talking on that, I have mentioned BRICS, I have mentioned dollars, and if there is a currency BRICS is coming with it, I have to mention it because it will be of a negative impact to USA if dollar is being reduced, if dollar loses its superior. And the only countries that will make dollar to lose its superiority, it is BRICS. And the only country inside BRICS that will make dollar to lose its value, it is South Africa. The steps that South Africa will take to cancel, to suspend businesses, to close ties with USA, it has greater impact and negative to USA and a lot of Western countries' powers. Now, when US dollar lose its status, the world dominant reserve currency, there could be several negative impacts to USA, and number one is a higher borrowing cost. The US government benefits from being able to borrow at relatively low interest rates because global demand for dollar is high. If the dollar loses its reserve currency status, global demand for USA treasury bonds would likely decline, forcing the US to raise interest rates to attract buyers. This will make borrowing more expensive for the government, businesses, and consumers of United States of America. And this is one thing that Donald Trump fears. And that's why he's out here bullying South Africa, saying it's about the land. It's never about the land. Because if it's about the land, then this could have started very earlier. Not about the land. Land is just an excuse. That's my thinking. Land is just an excuse, but there's more deeper meaning than this. Number two, when dollar loses its value is the loss of economic influence. The US has significant influence over global financial market because many transactions, including international trade and investment, are conducted in dollars. So, if the dollar no longer holds that position, that means what? Countries and businesses could shift to other currencies, reducing US influence over global economic policies. And that will be worst nightmare to America. That will be the baddest or worst nightmare America could ever imagine, losing its economic influence. to countries like Russia, China. Imagine losing it to Rand of South Africa. Imagine losing global influence, economic influence to India. That is what Donald Trump is trying to do away with it. By destabilizing South Africa, by putting sanctions to South Africa, by bullying South Africa, that means that BRICS will lose the energy. BRICS will be at a verge of instability. And that means that dollar will continue to have power. So Donald Trump, instead of hitting China, Russia, India, Brazil, he is hitting South Africa because he knows the Africans people, they are not well-minded to know what's happening. But lucky enough, Ramaphosa is thinking the right way. Ramaphosa has went ahead and suspended businesses of United States. What does that tell you? That tells you that it is time for African countries to stand tall and say no to this bullying, and say no to this discrimination, and say no to all these things. We are all the same. We all have the agenda. And the agenda have to be to have good people, good country, economically strategic, perfect, infrastructure perfect. That is our only goal to the people. So Trump will never want to lose America's economic influence. Trump will never want to lose the dollar interest. If that happens, that means it's doomed. Another thing, when dollar loses value, it will create tension. If the dollar loses its dominant role, it could lead to a sharp depreciation of its. A weaker dollar will increase the cost of imports, leading to inflation, especially for goods and services that rely on foreign supply chains or are priced in other currencies. This could lower US consumers' purchasing power, because when dollars comes down, that means USA will need to use Indian money or to use South African rand to purchase goodies. And that means that what? His country will no longer have a country. Because once this is happened, once you have weaker currency, once you cannot control your people from their country to other countries, when you lose track of your people, you lose a country. Now, reason why Donald Trump is bullying South Africa, as per me, is openly to say that it is because of the BRICS. And Donald Trump or America has a problem with the BRICS. He hates BRICS because of China, because of Russia, and the stance on BRICS was largely shaped by his statement of America first. He wants America to be first, and so that these countries will follow, so that China will follow, so that he does not want any country to be above him. He is the superior country. So this is giving him tensions. This is giving him, he is not surviving. He is not good to see that Russia, China, Brazil, India, and South Africa are taking over, So trade imbalance, we'll have trade imbalance, we'll have geopolitical rivals of global influence and emerging economies. It doesn't like BRICS because of geopolitical influence, the currency influence, economic influence, and everything. So South Africa being in BRICS, even if it's not a direct threat to Donald Trump, is giving him sleepless night, because South Africa is producing. South Africa has resources. South Africa has gold, copper, name it, everything. So for you to sanction South Africa, that means that he is destabilizing other countries, because he thinks very well, or he knows very well, that the things that South Africa are doing, and they are being given protection. I just want to say this. South Africa And Burkina Faso right now is the talk of the town because I've seen Black Americans, I've seen Africans, and people are celebrating or are happy with what Ramaphosa has done by suspending businesses of United States in Africa, because we can never be bullied again. We have countries, our own countries, and we pay our own tax and we export, we do everything that a country needs to be stable. But what are we getting in return? We are getting China, we are getting Russia, we are getting all these countries. But Ibrahim Traore said that we are no longer needing foreign interference because as far as I'm concerned, we can do it better by our own. And South Africa or Ramaphosa, let me say this. You as Ramaphosa, what you did, a lot of people say you're God sent. A lot of people say now you are starting to talk to follow the agenda of Ibrahim Traore. So you need to hold on it, okay? As Ramaphosa, you need to hold on it. We know it's hard to make decision against your colonizer. We know it's hard to make decision under pressure. But at the end of the day, we are here. So tell me what you think on the comments about this video on why Donald Trump is bullying South Africa. Until next episode, peace be with you.